Hello Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is a mid-May 2020 lunar messages reading during this full moon in Scorpio, our flower moon, super moon. So if you follow sidereal, it's full moon in Scorpio. It's affecting your 10th house. If you follow, I think I said sidereal, I meant Western. It's in Scorpio. If you follow sidereal, it's actually full moon in Libra. But if your house that holds Aquarius in sidereal actually is in Capricorn, it's still affecting your 10th house, career, your public image, masculinity. It's the house of fathers, structure, your goals, long-term goals. Okay, I'm using the Enchanted Map Oracle deck and the Wildwood Tarot to clarify, to see what could be you're being asked to release, and what is shifting, and what is to embrace, to be embraced. So past, present, future, kind of. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And timing is fluid. I am just doing this around the full moon to hopefully pull in messages and how this house could be affected from here on out for the near future and sometimes long term. So let's get to what you are releasing. Okay. Protecting treasure, Six of Vessels reunion. Okay, so some of you Aquariuses in the recent past and what you're releasing, I'm feeling this is something where you have been in some ways protecting or guarding yourself in some way from the past returning. These could be things, secrets, or it's protecting treasure, so something you value. Now, some of you, this could in some ways be that there has been some type of reunion or resurrection from your past. Now, I feel that some of you, this could be something where there's been needed, the closure has been needed in some way. You're feeling something that would affect you emotionally, but being tied in some way to your career. Some of you, I feel, in some ways protecting a dream or an old pastime or something that you've hid from the outside world, or a part of your past that you may want to protect yourself from having the opportunity to affect your current position or your career. If you're moving away from this energy, I feel for some, it's a reconciling what you value, even though this is like 10th house having to do with career. I'm feeling like it's a little bit of a defense mechanism, sharing some of you. I feel like this could be a person that you may feel like you've held dear to your heart, or you were even protecting someone from the past. This could also represent children. So maybe some of you may have wanted to protect children from like I'm getting sins of the father for some reason. Um, some of you might know where that reference is from. Even your own father. There could be something here where some of you may have reunited or reconciled or healed what needed to be healed with the relationship with your father, protecting what is valuable about that relationship. Um, I feel this is an interesting kind of mix for me. I feel in some way it has been protecting your dreams, protecting your goals, holding on to dreams that you've had. Like, this is kind of like a dream deferred energy for me. Some of you may have put some of like childish ways. I'm also kind of getting that reference of like, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I acted like a child, and when you became a man, you put away those childish things. But so some of you may feel like that. You're putting away childish ways, or putting away things that you may have thought at once in the past you put a lot of value in it. You might have thought that were good for you at some point in time, but maybe you're just in a sense of becoming a bit wiser about how you utilize something, or where when it's time to pull something out, and when it's time to, like, a side of yourself or a part of yourself, when to show that childish or I would say more youthful way about yourself, and then when to get down to business, when to put those things away. I also get it as like hiding your true desires, and also some of you protecting yourself from, in some ways, the past returning. And then for some, I know this is again your career house. This still could be in some way, because we also had the lunar shift from the lunar nodes moved from Cancer, Capricorn into Gemini, Sagittarius recently. And so for some of you, there is something shifting in your romantic life, or there has been something that has shifted. I feel that there has been a bond or a relationship that has been in some ways protected, or, some of you, I feel like you're done with protecting or being that shield for someone in the past, or relying on someone for your image, like departing from a certain image or person, or where you're identifying yourself through that bond or relationship. So this could be a release of the past, a past relationship, but it could also be a return of a relationship. Something here where when it rains, it pours, but you're holding on to what's dear to you, letting it not affect your current status or current position in life, or even how you're not allowing what's going on emotionally in your life affect your career or affect your long-term goals. In a sense, kind of pressing on regardless. But I feel for some of you, there's a simultaneous energy of letting go from someone or something in your past, but also in some ways embracing it again, or in some ways putting it away, or compartmentalizing different areas of your life, separating as well too. Separating your emotion from your career could also be a little bit of that. Not taking things personal. Now with what's transitioning, we have strength and endurance. So I really feel for some of you, you are learning to stand on your own without an attachment to Again, something or someone from your past. I feel like some of you may have relied on someone for your sense of status, um, almost like in a partnership way, like having like a vision of being somewhat of a power couple, or someone who can influence your career. Now for some, I feel, because this is a strength of overcoming things in your life with a spirit of independence, having things on your shoulders. Some of you have a lot to consider, and where in some ways it was like there were opportunities pouring in your past too. So some of you with the past, there could have been something good with your career and with your reputation that was flourishing, with your job or with your long-term goals. It was pouring in, and almost in a way that you had to keep yourself, protect yourself even from doing too much or taking on too much. And now you might be in a position, well, now there's not enough. Definitely with the career change and what's going on in the world, some of you could be in this place where you need to remain strong to overcome this feeling of endurance. Five of Stones is, with this Wildwood Tarot, is like, of course, the Five of Pentacles. But it's in a sense like weathering the storm. Some ways you're still weathering the storm. You're being strong in the midst of... I'm also getting something about equality, or there being this balanced feeling about what you're contributing to a relationship. So here this is like in the midst of there being a lot of changes, you enduring this storm and being hopeful that you can get to a point of resuming your path to success, your path to... Some of you as well could be taking a bit of a break, whether it's by choice or surrendering to what's going on in the world, from being so open publicly. If you're involved in social media, there could be this sense where you are hiding out a bit or staying out of the loop to strengthen yourself, to gain some more inner strength. But I'm also getting some type of like self-reliant energy, not relying on you being attached to someone or something else for your sense of status or reputation. Because I feel like in some way someone may have held your hand, or in some ways you felt like being around them. And for some of you, this could also be, this is your house, like your father. Could have been someone around you that was guiding and protecting you, showing you how to gain success in some area. And some of you may be now left to figure things out on your own. I feel that this is a change that's needed with this. Whatever is being washed away from your life, or any doors that are closing, is meant for you to stand strong on your own, without an attachment to someone or something else, even if it's a title or a career. Now some of you with this resurgence of again, a dream deferred, this is something that you have felt like you can always come back to, or there as well could be a person that you've always felt that you can always go back to. Like there's something of value here, that it's like if one situation doesn't work out, this other one is going to. I feel that you have you have an option. And for some of you, that option with your career could be, well, you know, maybe you were contributing to a group or a partnership or attaching yourself to something. But if it's taken away from you, you can always rebuild your strength or get to a point where you can stand alone and represent yourself. Be comfortable with standing on your own, standing alone, even if it means that you're left out from or closed out of a group or society, or, you know, what you felt, what you needed as far as an association for your public image, even your career or long-term. I feel like it's a release of dependence on something or someone. Like there's this realization that it may be time to kind of pull a rabbit out of your hat that you've been holding, as far as putting it to use. But it's something of like more of an independent solo effort. You having the power to change as well. The power to change anything from your past that, and for some of you, this may be a sense of if something from your past has come up and affected your reputation or where you currently are trying to go. There's a sense that you can endure this, you can change the situation. And for some of you, it may mean a timeout or a bit of isolation that strengthens you spiritually, and also kind of gives you some conviction that it's best to stand alone. And even your association with someone, something changed, and it's still in the process of shifting. I feel where you rely and depend on your strength is going to be shifting. So, and what you think you need to convey a message, who you need to be around to show you're in a strong position. I'm getting for some of you this like how you are seen based on who you surround yourself with. Some of you, I feel too, have maybe dealing with a situation where you have been ousted from a group or circle. This may be a sense of these people knowing a lot about you, not a lot about your past, and you remaining strong in the midst of there being some things said about you or thrown back in your face. You not losing sight of your strength, where you've overcome. Someone, I feel in some ways, some of you are coming out of or moving away from or releasing where someone or group has been using, in some ways, attempting to use your past against you. Using your past against you. And you are seeing how this is something that you're just going to have to endure right now. That's a shift and change. You remaining strong and not losing your strength in the midst of that may be happening, it has happened. Even if you feel left out, there's some reserve that you can shift as far as your focus. I feel like anything that left your life, or anyone who was trying to throw your past up against you, like to even affect your goals or your dreams, there's something coming out of this. Let's look into what's to come. So we have goblins with the King of Vessels. Okay. I'm feeling like if there's anyone in your life who has attempted to throw you off course or have, you know, bring up your past to affect where you're going, there's a mature approach to this that is going to show people up for what they are, in that sense, the goblins. And it's also in some ways you facing those demons, but with a place of love, care. It's an energy of not returning hate for hate, or evil for evil, but overcoming that evil with good. And as well, you having the power and the maturity and the wisdom, growth and love enough for yourself and understanding that some people don't know what they're doing or don't realize that in some ways what they're showing as their evil side, it's I feel it's beneficial for you to see that, and you will kind of have a better understanding of the shadow side of fame even as well, coming up for you. Now some of you, if you've achieved some type of dream, you thought you wanted some type of fame and recognition in some way, when it came, there was more like a feeling of, oh, did I really want this? Maybe a sense of like, okay, now I have some things I have to, I'm not sure if I want this, or I want to maintain my freedom or independence, or there's a lot to overcome that I would have to endure, because now you may have seen the good side on one part, and then like the ugly side showed up, and there still may be more with this goblin's energy as far as what to embrace to come. But there's a mature approach to this. And I'm also getting kind of like a person in high standing who's compassionate and maybe sees what you're going through, and kind of sticks up for you, stands up for you. And even as well too, there being some type of elevation still in spite of your past struggles, because you've overcome them. And there's a sense of overcoming any negativity with love. Now some of you, again, even if this is your 10th house that I'm looking at, there's still something here that I'm seeing in the like romance or like relating relationships. I feel like there's someone that you can be yourself with. There's a veil that will be ready, you'll be ready to lift, or show, and someone who's accepting of you being more open and honest about your shortcomings than being in a place where you're trying to cover it up or hide it. Or some of you, I'm getting a sense for some of you there's a cover up of in some ways a child, like some of you have like there's a secret child, or you've been holding back information about being or having a child, either already in the physical or on the way. And some of you, and with the father energy too, because coming in, there may be some ways where you're needing to take care of this child on your own, or you're kind of figuring out a way to let it be known. There's an acceptance with this energy here that it may not be pretty, it may not be, and there's also a sense of like, don't repeat the past. Okay, again, sins of the father. If your father abandoned you and you feel like, you know what, you don't want your child to experience that as well. That's an element coming in here. You taking a mature approach to this. And there also being this chance to clear clear the doubt and the negativity, because the goblins shows up when you are it's like it's an energy that tries to pull you back, pull you down. So some of you, in the process of an elevation, there is like a period of enduring a little bit of a storm that is shifting for you. But I'm finding that this also could be a return of like people coming to a realization where they were being harsh or coming down on you, where you needed to protect yourself, or stand up for yourself. This may be a sense of these people attempting to return, but there's you have to be emotionally intelligent as well too about these types, because it's kind of like, once people show you their true colors, then that's who they are. Believe that. So in some ways, I do feel it's almost too like what was meant for your bad will actually end up to your good. And there's this kind of understanding of knowing that people who will accept you, and people who reject you will reject you, but you have to keep your eye on your goals regardless. And for some of you, that's a strength that will be recognized. And I'm feeling like some of you will take a bit of more of a mature approach to this type of energy. This is strengthening you and learning how to handle all sides of different people's public image opinions or how they view things. You realize that you can't control how other people see you, think about you. What matters is are you being true to yourself? So there could be a sense where some of you too, with a romantic choice, and you might have to feel strong about you not allowing other people's thoughts about your choice affect what they think about you. Following your heart may mean that you see some sides of people that you did not know were there, but it will be revealed, and it's a good thing for it to be revealed. Okay. Looking beneath the surface, I feel like what you're seeing as far as what you need in your career for your status is changing. And I just feel like for some of you, there's some deep things going on with a child, how you were raised, your own relationship with your father, or some of you becoming fathers, if you're male, of course. Self-acceptance, even when the world is shutting you out or drawing their own opinions. What's meant to last, or what's real, what's authentic in your connections with people, I feel will endure and weather the storm with you through changes. Even if for some of you it's a change of career and status. If you've lost in some way a title that you relied on for your reputation or public image, or even your association with a person for your public image, there's a shift going on with that, where you're learning to stand apart from that and stand strong in spite of the absence of that, if it's absent. Okay, so this two that wants to come out here. All right, so compassion. When you fully bless and embrace your aloneness, you're ready for the ones who are meant to be with you. May I welcome this solitude, knowing it will open the way for all healthy relationships. Healthy relationships don't judge you for your past. Healthy relationships has compassion and understanding that everyone goes through different storms in their life. It's how you come out of them that matters. Standing alone, if some of you feel that way, you're left out, or there was something that was superficial or surface level taken away from you in that aspect. What is valuable, learning how to protect what is valuable to you. This is, I feel, a strong kind of message that correlates with this. The companionship, who you have around you. Say you are like the sum of your friends, birds of a feather flock together type of energy. Some of you could be, gaining some real and kind of intuitive wisdom on how to spot that when you see it in someone. That characteristic where someone is very kind of drawn to you because of what you possess, but not for who you really are. A little bit of that. And then we have forgiveness. Healing comes from acceptance. Help me, dear Lord, to fully accept what is, knowing that this alone will open me to the new. Okay, so forgiveness, and forgiveness of even yourself. And again, kind of that attitude of when people do you dirty or whatever, try to give you that feeling that you're not worthy of what you're going for with your dreams, your wishes, your long-term goals, what you aim to achieve. Even healing too. Again, this is the house of father energy. Forgiving that energy also frees you to accept if it's coming into a role for yourself. Forgiveness in that area. Forgiving the past as well. That's acceptance. Full acceptance is an energy that I'm getting from here. Of the good and the bad of a situation, and also there being an acceptance from someone that is important to you or is meant to play an important role in your life. Being accepting of your flaws and being a bit evolved, more evolved from a person who would have a tendency to throw things back up in your face. You have the power to change the situation or endure whatever's going on in this house for you guys. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. I hope it was helpful. I feel like it went a little into a little different crevices and places, but again, it's general, so keep that in mind. Check your moon, your rising. There may be some messages, clear messages for you there, or even more. Even if you did resonate with this, there could be more there for you. If you would like a personal reading, I'm offering the phone readings below. The link to get a schedule is there. To get a scheduled phone reading is there. And if you would like an email reading with the cards, the video, recorded private reading, you can still email me at deuceofdiamondreader@gmail.com. I think it's time for a cup of coffee. Almost done with this series here. I'm not on a schedule. For those of you who are new, I come on when I'm compelled to, or I feel like it's would be a helpful message, or a transit-led sometimes. So I welcome you to subscribe. For those of you who already are, I appreciate you. If you like this, give me a like. And thanks for watching. Take care.